Hi there everyone, my name is Katie Kennedy. I'm from CFB Comox and I'm a fitness instructor here. We're going to be doing a flexibility and mobility class today. We're mainly targeting the shoulders and the hips. So we'll be working into some good exercises that will help you with your squats, deadlifts, and lunges in the gym. And we'll also be working into some better posture and body alignment. So I'm going to read to you the COVID-19 response before we get started. In response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness classes to Canadian Armed Force members. By using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to the Canadian Armed Force members becomes accessible to all. Participants who are not Canadian Armed Force members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness levels are unknown, and it is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it's preferable to consult your physician before beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not Canadian Armed Force members to consult the Active Questionnaire of CSEP and its reference document. If you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercises presented in this video, it is recommended that you stop and consult a healthcare provider. If a CAF member sustained an injury in this video, please remember to fill out a CF98 form. Okay, so I'm just going to go over body alignment and posture just for a moment. So when we're talking about our spine, we've got these nice neutral curves. So we have a neutral curve here, and then up through the shoulders and the neck, some nice neutral curves. So if we keep good flexibility and mobility, it helps to keep our spine in nice alignment. So the way you can see if your spine's still in good alignment is just to walk back to the wall and then place the back of your head, shoulder blades, your seat, and heels on the wall. Make sure that your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are all in a nice line. So we're going to be targeting the hip flexors today and the hamstrings. And when those two are too tight, it makes us use our back more so when we're lifting than our legs. So it's just important to keep those areas nice and stretchy. In the wintertime, our bodies tend to be more cold, and when our stress levels are higher, our bodies tend to be more tight. So at this time, if your body does feel kind of tight, it could be to do with the coldness outside and with just stress levels rather than actual physical things that are going on. If you sit for long periods of time, that's also a way that's going to definitely play into your hips being tight. So this will be nice for if you're doing a lot of sitting as well. Okay, let's go over to the mat and we'll get started. We're just going to start in child's posture, which is a really gentle hip opener. Go ahead and spread your fingers nice and wide. Bring your big toes together and bring your knees a little bit wider than your chest. Go ahead and gently move left and right. Bring your forehead down to the mat and come into a nice long breath. So if you have any tightness through the ankles here, it might be a little bit hard to allow the tops of the feet to touch the ground. If you've got tightness through the knees, it might be hard to allow the hips to come back towards the heels, for example. So just tuning into your body and seeing where there might be some tightness. You can just gently move a little bit left and a little bit right and push your mat forward. And that might allow for your hips to come back and down more. Taking a few nice long breaths into the side body and the back body. And if you can, allow your exhale to become longer than your inhale. That's what helps to calm the nervous system. Go ahead and walk your hands all the way over to the left side of your mat. Spider walk your fingers forward and let your hips sink back so you can breathe into the right side body. And then glancing forward, go ahead and walk hand over top of head. Walk the fingers forward on the right side, sitting your seat back, breathing into the left side body. Up to a nice tabletop position. Go ahead and place your knees underneath each hip and hands underneath each shoulder. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your tail and slide your shoulders back, coming into cow posture. Exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, coming into cat posture. We're moving through Vidyalasana with our breath. So as you exhale, curling all the way up. As you inhale, bringing your spine into a little bit of extension. When coming back to tabletop, go ahead and gently move the hips left and right, working into the iliotibial band, that band of fascia that runs down the outside of the hip and the outside of the legs. You're just allowing your hips to drop over one long edge and the other long edge. Allow your elbows to bend. And then walking your hands forward, coming into Anahata Asana. Allow your chest to gently drop towards the floor. We're stretching through the latissimus dorsi, the wide outside parts of the back. And the hips are right over top of the knees. The armpits are pressing towards the ground. Arms are nice and long. And you can bring your forehead to rest on a block or the mat. Inhale here, gently pushing back up. Now we're going to take our left arm wide to the sky, reach up as high as you can. And as you exhale, bringing that arm all the way through. You might just have to turn your hand in slightly, allowing the shoulder to come right into the center of the mat, and then bringing our hips over towards the left side. So left arm reaches through, hips move towards the left side slightly. Taking some nice big deep breaths. You might take this right arm and just wind it around your body. Tuck it in towards your thigh. Gently releasing. Go ahead and press into the mat with the right hand. Bring your left hand underneath your shoulder. Inhale the right arm wide to the sky. And then reach all the way through. Allow your left hand to turn in slightly so you can bring your shoulder into the center of the mat. And gently bringing your hips over towards the right side. You might stay right here rolling your left shoulder back. You might reach around your body, tuck your hand in towards your thigh. Taking some deeper breaths here. Gently release. Go ahead and press into the mat. Bring your whole body forward. Bring your fingertips out to the side. Go ahead and move your shoulders backwards. So your fingers are wider than the mat. Elbows are pointing up towards the sky. And then gently bringing one elbow forward and the other elbow forward. So we're getting this nice little stretch across the trapezius. Bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and press the shoulders back and down, and then bring the back of the head gently towards the back wall. Coming into a little bit of a nice opening through the chest. Gently lengthening through the sides of the neck by tilting your chin left to right. Keeping the shoulders retracted. And then tipping the chin gently towards the chest and stretching out through the back of the neck. Bring the chin lifting up towards the sky. And coming back to neutral. Go ahead and bring your hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes under. Bring your hips back over top of the heels. Take a nice inhale, lifting up to down facing dog. Go ahead and move your heels up and down. So we're coming into some nice ankle mobility here. And you can allow your shoulders to gently shift left and right. We're pushing the whole mat forward so the shoulders reach back towards the feet. Spinning the biceps forward and the triceps back. Go ahead and draw in through the belly button, hollowing through the lower tummy. You're coming up onto the toes. Go ahead and walk the toes all the way into the hands. Stopping in forward fold. And your knees might be slightly bent or they might be a little bit straighter, just honoring wherever your body's at today. Go ahead and gently move left and right. Head and neck nice and loose. Then inhaling, go ahead and bring both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands down towards the heart. So we're going to come into some nice squats next. Go ahead and spread all 10 toes. So your feet are your base of support, and it's good to keep your toes nice and spread out. So I want to keep that nice gap between that first and second toe especially. Go ahead and inhale, arms wide to the sky. Take your seat back, squatting down towards the mat. You might brush the mat with your fingertips. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, coming down. So just getting into some nice large squats today. Warming up through the ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders. So you're reaching towards the back of the room. Good. Now we're going to add a little twist from the bottom. We're going to reach to the front and the back, looking over top of our shoulder. Breathing in on the way up, and then out on the way down. One more on either side. See if you can brush the mat with your fingers. Reach all the way to the back of the room, glancing over top of your shoulder. Good job. Then coming up to the top of the mat, we'll move through some sun salutations. Inhale, arms wide to the sky, stretch up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to halfway lift, draw your shoulders back, flattening the back. Exhale, folding forward, stepping back to plank position. Inhale, shift forward. You can drop your knees here if you like. Exhale, elbows tight to the sides. Inhale to low or high cobra, slide your shoulders back and down. Exhale, back to down facing dog. You might like to walk the heels out again. Just gently moving the heels up and down. Nice big inhale. Left leg reaches up to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Lift through the chest. You might just play with your weight a little bit front and a little bit back. Pushing off your back foot. Inhale to halfway lift. Flatten the back. Exhale, folding forward. Head and neck nice and loose. Inhale, both arms wide to the sky. Stretch tall. Exhale, the hands back down towards the heart. Inhale. Arms wide to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to halfway lift, flattening the spine. Exhale, folding forward, stepping back to plank position. Inhale, shift forward. You can drop the knees if you like. Exhale, coming into low push-up. Inhale to lower high cobra. Exhale, back to down facing dog. Go ahead and take a few nice big inhales through the nose and exhale through a wide open mouth. Getting some energy moving around the body with your breath. Inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Allow your hips to soften down and forward. You might play with your weight a little bit front and a little bit back, pushing off your back foot. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, both arms wide to the sky, stretch tall. Exhale, the hands back down towards the heart. Go ahead and take a large step back with the right foot. We're coming into a nice big high lunge. And then we're just going to take a moment to bend the back knee and square up the hips a little bit. Bring both arms up towards the sky and come into little cactus plant arms. So we're pressing the shoulders back and down. And then bringing the back knee down. We're going to inhale, slide the arms up and down the back wall. So we're coming into lunge. We're inhaling on the way up, and we're exhaling on the way down. Inhale up, exhale down. So staying with your breath. Keeping your toes nice and wide. Pressing your shoulders back and down. Keeping the same amount of weight in the front foot and the back foot if possible. Good job. Last one. Well done. bringing the hands down on the inside. You might just bring your foot towards the outside of your mat slightly. Go ahead and place your right hand underneath your shoulder. Inhale your left arm wide to the side. Exhale the elbow towards the big toe. This is a little bit challenging. Just drop your back knee down to the ground. Keep your hips moving forward. Inhale on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Just really nice and smooth. Think of drawing your shoulder onto your back. Good job, last one. And bring your hands down on the inside. Toe heel your foot right off the mat, so your toes are just sticking off the mat. Allow your hips to keep coming forward and bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee. You're guiding your knee out, keeping the foot and knee in nice alignment. Inhale your top shoulder back. Exhale your top shoulder forward. So we're working into the glutes and the whole hip complex here. Try to keep breathing. Allow some movement through the torso and through your hips. Good job. The toe heeling your foot back onto the mat. Inhale, both arms up. You might just ease off a little bit here, square your hips up, and then come back into a nice low lunge. Bring your arms over top of each other. Gently move left and right. You can re-square your hips by just easing off and scissoring the hips a little bit. Bring both arms up to the sky. Go ahead and drop the left arm down to the ground. So we're coming into a little bit of side flexion. Bring the hands down so the fingers and the toes line up with each other. And you might just stay right here, lifting through the chest, keeping the hips moving forward, or you might bring the elbows down towards the floor. So whichever's better for your body today, just depending on how your hips and hamstrings are doing. Then pushing all the way up, go ahead and bring your weight back over top of that back knee. You're gonna lift the toe. Think of scissoring your hips a little bit. So we're trying to square the hips up here. Keep your knee soft. Send your hips back and come on forward. So you might bring your hands onto your thigh, maybe onto a little block, or hands on the inside and the outside of your foot. Go ahead and move your hips a little bit left and a little bit right. So we're scissoring the legs, and then bringing your chest over that long front leg. You might just tap that foot up and down a few times. Eventually squaring up your chest with that leg. And stepping onto the front foot, go ahead and turn your back foot under, pushing off both feet, coming into halfway lift. Exhale, folding forwards. You can choose to stay here. You might reach your hands around behind the heels and just gently guide your chest towards your thighs. Bring a little bit of weight into the balls of the feet, possibly. And then rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. So we're gonna bend our knees here and really feel into the back. So head and neck is loose, arms are loose. Coming up vertebrae by vertebrae, gently rolling the shoulders backwards and down at the top. Then we're going to switch to the other side. So just taking a large step back with your left foot, and then coming into that nice big high lunge. Making sure your toes are spread out. Coming into little cactus plant arms. Go ahead and drop the back knee. Inhale on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Keep squaring the hips. So your left hip is coming forward. Right hip is moving back as you do your lunges. So nice and slow with your breath. Inhale, press back, come up. Exhale, press back, coming down. Just thinking about your legs and your shoulders. Being aware of your alignment through your ear, shoulder, hip. Keeping it nice and long. Good job. Got one more to go. And then bringing your hands down to the inside of your foot. You might just move your foot out slightly to give yourself a bit of room. Making sure that you've got your left hand firmly underneath your left shoulder. Inhale the right arm wide to the sky, draw your shoulder back. Exhale the elbow towards the big toe. Now remember, you can drop your back knee down here, so this is a little bit softer edge. Lots of breath. Inhale, lift your chest up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your elbow towards your big toe. Rolling your top shoulder back. One more big deep breath in. Good job. Long breath out. Bringing that back knee down to the ground. Go ahead and toe heel your foot off the mat so your toes are pointing out. Your knee is pointing out at that same angle. Go ahead and bring your knee away from the body. Inhale your top shoulder back. Exhale your top shoulder forward. Allowing your hips to move a little bit. Allow your torso to twist. Good job. Even come into a little bit more breath. It's our breath that really moves those little sticky spots in our body. Good job. Last one. And then moving the foot back into nice alignment. You might come up and just re-square the hips up a little bit. Bringing that left hip forward and right hip back. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Let your shoulders sink back and down. And then holding onto the arms again. Other arm over top, other arm underneath. Go ahead and gently move left and right through the sides of the torso. Coming into some good side bending. And then extending both arms up to the sky. Go ahead and allow your right hand to come down to the ground. Left arm reaches up. Bring your arms far away from each other. And allow your weight to come back. Go ahead and lift your toes and just squaring your hips up. You might have to move your foot over a little bit. Keeping your knee soft, go ahead and send your hips back. Bringing your hands onto your thigh. This might be lots today for your hamstring. Or you might be able to walk your hands forward. Go ahead and move your hips a little bit left and a little bit right until you find that nice stretch. Walk the fingertips forward, possibly gently moving through the shoulders, lining up center of the chest with the center of that leg, and then just coming into a little bit of a foot tap here. Feeling into your hamstring. A couple nice long deep breaths. And pressing into that foot. Go ahead and bring your hands in line with your toes. And you might just lift your chest here. That might be really nice. Keeping your chest up. Or you might walk your elbows down towards the ground. Stretching through the front hamstring and that back hip flexor. A few more nice long breaths. Then coming up, bringing your hands to the inside and the outside of that foot. Go ahead and tuck your back toes under. Inhale to halfway lift, slide your shoulders back. Exhale, folding forward. And curling up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Allowing your shoulders to gently roll back and down at the top. Good. Coming into Malasana, or a low squat position next. Go ahead and turn your toes out. And we're just going to drop our seat down to the ground. Go ahead and gently work the knees back. Now, if you've got some tightness through your ankles, your heels might be off the ground, so go ahead and just roll your mat like this. It makes this nice little shelf so you can stick your heels on top. You'll find it a bit more supportive to be able to squat like that. So if the heels are off the ground, you're gonna make that nice little roll. Go ahead and gently move your knees left and right. Getting a good stretch to the inner thigh and the lower back possibly. So whatever's the tightest in our body is where you'll feel the postures the most. So for each person, that's a little bit different. Go ahead and bring your left arm in front of your left knee. A big inhale, right arm wide to the sky, reaching up. And gently tucking your chin, little spinal cord stretch here. Press the knees back, allow the chin to drop. And bringing the right arm just across the knee. Inhale the left arm wide to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, just allowing your chin to come down towards the chest. You're stretching right from the base of the neck all the way down towards the tailbone. And then coming all the way up, so nice big inhale all the way up. Take a moment to stretch up tall here on the inhale. As you exhale, coming down, bringing a little bit of weight into the balls of the feet. Head and neck a really nice loose. You might get the head and neck a little shake. Now we're going to drop the seat down, press the knees out, bring the arms up into that nice overhead squat position. Spiral the pinky fingers in and drive through the hips. And relax. Good job. We've got 2 more of those. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Head and neck really nice and loose here. You might cross your arms and just feel into the low back and the hamstrings a little bit. Go ahead and drop your seat. You might go a little left, a little right. Arms all the way up. Overhead squat position and drive. Good job. Relax back down. One more. Inhale. Arms reach up. Exhale, folding out the hip. Head and neck nice and loose. Dropping through the hips, knees out, working into the inner thighs. Good. Overhead squat, shoulders draw back and down. Good job. That's the hard part. And drive up. And relaxing back down. Nice work. Okay, we're coming down onto the ground. So just coming into a little kneeling position next. And then we're going to bring our left leg out to the side, right hand underneath our shoulder, reach all the way up, take your hips, press your hips forward, and allow your whole body to come into a big side stretch. So your arm is really heavy over top of your ear, you're pressing your hips towards the long edge of the mat, and your hand, knee, and foot are in this nice long line. Nice inhale here. Exhale, allow your arm to roll forward. Switching to the other side. Go ahead and lengthen the other leg out. Hand underneath your shoulder. Inhale, reach up. Push both hips forward. Allow your arm to get heavy over top of the shoulder. Breathing into your right side body. Might roll the top shoulder back a little bit. Inhale here, good. Exhale, allowing that arm to roll forward. Good job. Go ahead and bring the legs all the way through and bring the legs out to the side of the mat. So you're just pressing the legs back a little bit, and we're going to use our hands to roll our hip bowl forward as much as possible. So you can have your knees bent here or straight. And then from here, we're just going to walk our hands forward, just move a little bit left and a little bit right. And that might be from here today. You might use your hands like little kickstands to keep rolling your hips forward and moving left and right there. So you feel into the inner thighs a little bit. Allow your chin to come down towards your chest. job. A nice inhale, coming back up. And then we're just going to take our left foot and bring it in towards our thigh. Turn all the way towards that leg. And we're going to cross our left hand over top. We're using our right hand to sit us up nice and tall. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, just coming forward any amount. So that hand across the leg is just really nice for squaring your body with that leg. Inhale, coming up, coming into a little seated twist. Nice inhale to lift through the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale as you gently twist. Going to bring the other leg out to the side. Go ahead and tuck the right leg in. And the same thing, we're just going to turn our belly button towards that foot. I'm going to bring the right arm across. Taking a nice inhale to stretch tall. Exhale, just coming forward, using that hand across the leg at any angle, just to square the body with that foot. Nice inhale, coming up, coming into a little twist, bringing your opposite arm across. Rolling your back shoulder back. Good job. And then coming back onto all fours, we're going to do a little chest stretch today. So we're going to take our right arm, so just like that little cactus plant arm, we're going to bring it out to the right side of our mat and bring our feet along to the left side. So you're just going to lie down and then just turn away from that little bent arm. A little chest stretch. So just like we would do on the wall. Taking some nice deep breaths. Try to roll your shoulders back. All the way up, and we'll just switch to the other side. So that nice little right angle at the shoulder and right angle at the elbow. Gently coming forward for a little chest stretch. We're pressing our body away from the mat. Taking some nice deep breaths there into the chest. Coming all the way up. Good job. We're going to work into the outer hips next. So go ahead and extend both legs nice and long. And bring your left foot over top of your right. We're just going to make sure we plant the whole foot down into the ground. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhale and twist, drawing your knee across the body any amounts. And we're just using this back hand to keep our bodies nice and tall. If this is enough twist and you're feeling a good stretch, then please just stay there. If you want to, you could tuck that lower leg underneath. You could also change up the arms. So you might bring the elbow across, for example, and then just see if you can drop a little bit of weight down into the left hip. So you're trying to weight the seat cheeks evenly. Coming back to the front. So that was a closed twist. It helps to speed up the digestive system. It kind of gives the internal organs a little massage. Now we're coming into an open twist. So for this open twist, we're just bringing the right leg across the mat, the left knee inside the foot. And then we're bringing both hands around to the right side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, just a nice big open twist. We're making more space for our abdominal organs. Twisting is really beautiful for the back. All our little spinal nerves come out of the facet joints in our spine, so we're giving those a little bit of a massage here. And then gently coming back to the front, we're going to stretch out the other leg and bring the right foot over top. So again, just planting that whole foot down into the ground, using your right hand to sit you up tall. Inhale, lift up, exhale, and twist, draw the knee across the body. Choosing to stay right there if you like, and drop a little bit of weight down into the right hip, or you might be able to tuck the lower leg underneath, bring your elbow across, drop a little bit of weight into that right hip. Think of your in-breath as giving you a little bit of length through the spine, and your exhale is giving you just a little bit more twist. Gently coming back to the front. Go ahead and take the left leg across the mat, right knee just inside the left foot. Bringing both hands around towards, so they're aligned to the short edge of the mat. Inhale, lift up, exhale, and twist. Coming back towards the front. Okay, we're going to stretch out on our backs next. So lying all the way down, go ahead and bring your left knee into the chest. You're just going to gently move that knee back and forth. So just feeling into the hips, some nice compression here through the hip flexor. And then opening through the knee joint, you can bring your left hand inside the knee, over top of the calf, ankle, or your foot. We're drawing the knee down the outside of the rib cage. We're coming into half happy baby posture. Pressing the lower leg out nice and long. And taking that leg and reaching it up towards the sky. You might just walk your hands down to the thigh here. You can also use a little strap around your foot. Then from here, bringing both arms out to the side of the body, go ahead and just move on to the right hip. You're going to bend the knee and bring your opposite arm over top of the knee. So we're just coming into a nice gentle twist. Keeping your shoulder down on the ground. You can choose to stay right here. You might place your left hand on top of your ribs and just slide the ribs and the knee away from each other. So just a little bit of traction through the low back. Nice inhale, coming back up. You might snuggle your knee in towards your chest. Go ahead and roll your ankle around each way. And allow that leg to slide down towards the ground, switching to the other side, bringing your other knee in towards the chest, just moving the knee left and right. So a nice compression through the hip flexor. And opening up, holding your right hand around the knee, the calf, the ankle, or the foot. Drawing your knee down the outside of your rib cage. Go ahead and press the lower leg down and out. See if you can open through the knee joint so your heel is the highest part. And stretching that leg up. You might bring your hands around the thigh, the calf, or the ankle. Or you might put a little strap around your foot. Taking a few nice long breaths. And then allowing your knee to bend, bring both arms out to the side like the top of the letter T, and just shifting onto your hips so your lower leg's right in the center of the mat. Go ahead and bring your opposite arm across your knee, looking out over top of the right arm. And just guiding this knee down towards the ground in a nice spinal twist. And you might bring your right hand to your right rib cage and just gently move those two away from each other. Go ahead and take a nice inhale, coming back onto your back. Bring your knee in towards your chest and circle the ankle around each way. Good job. From here, we're going to come into a nice long body stretch. Go ahead and bring your arms over top of your head, or just stretch the fingers and the toes far away from each other, and then just drop the rib cage down towards the ground by activating your abdominals. Bringing the arms out to the side, go ahead and place the feet on the mat and gently move the knees left and right. See if you can bring your feet out a little bit wider so your feet are just wider than the mat. And then coming into a little bit of internal hip rotation here. So we're taking our left knee and we're dropping it down towards the mat, bringing the right ankle over top, and without pulling, just allowing the weight of that leg to stretch through the side of the body. Nice inhale, coming back up. Go ahead and bring your right foot off the mat. Allow the right knee to drop to the inside of the mat. Bringing your left ankle over top of the knee. And without pulling, just allowing gravity to draw the knee towards the ground. Taking a nice inhale and coming back up. Go ahead and bring your feet out to the side so your feet are about 2 feet apart. Just press into the head, draw the shoulders onto the back. And then bringing the hands onto the belly, taking some nice deep belly breaths. Breathing into the low belly just as much as the chest. See if you can lengthen out your inhale and make it longer than the exhale. Closing your eyes, possibly staying here for a few moments. So I hope you all enjoyed the class today, and hopefully you feel a little bit more stretched through your shoulders, your hips, and your hamstrings. And be sure to follow us on YouTube. Thank you so much. Have a great day.